Okay, now we're into the home stretch. We've gotten through all the stuff up through jazz. We are now entering into the gem quality section. So those of you who have been with us for a while understand that in every catalog we have a particular category of records that are just above and beyond what one normally sees in terms of condition on records that are pretty much 1925 to 1935, a little bit later in the popular categories. We do gem quality sections of other things as well, but those are usually going to appear in different categories. For instance, we have in this auction, we've got a large category of post-war dealer stock country western records. That would not be in our gem quality section because it's just a different type of record altogether from what we normally put into the gem qualities. And also because it's all post-war, so that got its own section. I think in the next catalog we'll probably have a gem quality 2-minute wax section, so that would be separate. But anyway, the gem quality section we're about to go into pretty much is 1925 to 1935 to 38, somewhere around that time period, primarily pop music. So we're going to go through those. Again, we're going to just restrict ourselves pretty much to those items that have a $100 minimum bid or higher. So we will begin with lot number 5498 with Bluebirds. This is a washboard rhythm band, $150 minimum bid. Washboard Rhythm Kings, excuse me. All right, lot number 5500 with a $500 minimum bid, Roosevelt Sykes, new 44 Blues. Here we have 5502, a $50 minimum bid. Shouldn't be talking about that. There are a few of those I'm going to mention because I just think they're cool. 5507, $200 for Paul Howard's Quality Serenaders. Here's $1,500 minimum bid for Mr. Freddie. Lot number 5508. An M- Buff Blue Bird, Washboard Rhythm Kings, lot number 5513. A lot of these we played on the bidder request show, so if you can't afford to buy them, $20 will at least enable you to listen to them. Another Washboard Rhythm Kings for $100, lot number 5514. Getting into our Columbias, here is a $200 minimum bid for Truett and George, banjo and guitar duet, lot number 5587. $100 opener on lot number 5591, the Halfway House Orchestra. For $150, 5601, the Hot Airmen, Harlem Madness. Here's a Blue Wax Columbia. 5621 for $100, Benny Goodman. Another Benny Goodman, also for $100, 5622. 5628 is a $300 minimum bid for one of Glenn Miller's two Columbia recordings, his first records of his own band, and very collectible. 5638, $250 minimum bid for Bessie Smith. You don't see Bessie Smiths in E+ condition. You know, you see a lot of Bessie Smiths, but they don't look like that, do they? You ever seen Bessie Smiths that look like that, Raquel?
Possibly.
Yeah, well, you would, because that's your deal. But most people don't run across these, especially in the wild, looking like that. All right, here's a $150 minimum bid for Clarence Williams, 5639. Okay, $300 for Pegleg Howell, lot number 5643. $750 minimum for 5644. The New Orleans Blackbirds. Or no, what does it say? Boot Blacks. New Orleans Boot Blacks. You've noticed that in our gem quality section, things are not ordered by artist as they are in our regular genre categories, but by label and catalog number. Here we have 5646 for $250 minimum bid. Gordon County Quartet, Walking in the King's Highway. We played that on the Bidder Request show. We played this one as well. This is $56.94, $2,500 opening bid for Blind Willie McTell on a Sunburst Decca with Kate. Here we have lot number 5696 for $100, Petey Wheat Straw. 5697 for $100, Dot Rice and Frankie Black. And yet another Edison needle cut, lot number 5703 for $200. The campus cut-ups with the nice Edison needle cut sleeve. Jeanette Recording for $150 opener, 5704 by Tiny Franklin. Houston Blues. Do you ever sing the Houston Blues, Raquel?
Sometimes.
Yeah, me too. 5705, $50 opener for a very nice Electrobeam Jeanette, Keith Crawford's Orchestra, My Lucky Star. $750 minimum bid on this one. 5710, Man of My Own, Ruth Willis. I think we played that in the Bidder Request show. 5714, $100 for Josh White. $100 for a Sarah Martin, 5722. There again, you see a lot of Sarah Martin records out there, but generally not in E or E plus condition. Those are Mark's notes for a Bidder Request show about Jack Purvis. That was an interesting fellow. Listen to the show and you'll find out. Lot number 5723, $100. 5724. Let's take a look at this one. This is Birmingham Jug Band, Wildcat Squall. E minus condition. $5,000 minimum bid on that. I just want you to understand, and those of you who have been with us for a while do, that our E minus is many guys E plus or M minus. You can see that is a brilliant, beautiful record, but it grades E minus. Why is that? Because we can detect a little bit of groove wear in there. You're not going to hear it, but it's there, and therefore the grade is what it is. All right, $100 minimum bid, $57.27. Frankie Trumbauer, $100 minimum on $57.29. Sophie Tucker. We played one or two Sophie Tucker records on the show. Not this one, however. Another Frankie Trumbauer, okay. Lot number 5734 for $100. 5736. Charles Butts, Sacred Harp Singers. $100 opener. 5737 for $100. Phil Pavey, the Utah Mormon Blues. 5737 for $100. This record should generate some interest. A nice QRS Clarence Williams, I'm Through. $1,000 minimum, lot number 5744. Here's a record that doesn't turn up too often. Puron's New Orleans Orchestra, recorded in New Orleans in 1925. That's a $250 minimum bid for lot number 5767, E plus condition. Get on board, Mose Little, Reverend Mose Little, that is. Lot number 5786 for $50. Here is Reverend William Ransom. Nice Victor Scroll in E plus condition, $100 minimum bid for lot 5792. $250 for Margaret Johnson, lot 5794, E plus / M minus. And the Memphis Jug Band, $57.96 for $400 minimum. Okay, next up is lot number 5803. This is Bill Hawley and Puss Donahoe, or Donahue, as the case may be. $100 minimum bid. 5803, 5805. Memphis Jug Band. Very nice E plus copy for $500. 5808. $75. Carter family. Just want to point this out. Look at this. How many Carter family records have you seen that look like that? Carter family and Jimmy Rogers and Bessie Smith, they are always just played to death. Look at that. Keep on the sunny side. You're not going to find a better copy of that tune. I just don't think you are. It's grades E minus, or actually E. E copy for $75. Okay. Reed and Duncan's. Reed and Duncan's. 5811, $25 minimum bid, M minus condition. I don't know anything about Reed and Duncan's, but somebody will find out. $100 minimum bid, 5812 for the Pace Jubilee Singers with Hattie Parker. $200 minimum, 5818 for Benny Moten's Kansas City Orchestra. 5848. Memphis Sheiks, $3,000 minimum bid, round and round. You know, if you go on our website, on the home page, and you see the little banner on the top, and one moment it's got the Archaea phone, and then it's got an Edison Opera playing the cylinder, and then it's got I think a Victor Credenza with a reproducer down on a record. The picture that shows the turntable with the tone arm and stylus playing it, this is the record in that picture. So, just saying. You can't tell because the record's spinning, but that was the one. Okay, now this is the highlight of the auction as far as blues records are concerned. This is lot number 5849, a $20,000 minimum bid on Blind Willie Reynolds. Obviously, this was something we played on the Bitter Request show. This is an M minus record. May have a couple pieces of dust on it. Married Man Blues and 3rd Street Woman Blues. Look at that. Just a beautiful, beautiful record. Whoever gets that is not going to be disappointed. All right. $300 minimum bid. We have lot number 5880. Eddie Johnson and his Cracker Jacks. We played that record. 5851. Washboard Rhythm Kings, All the World is Made of Glass, $250 minimum bid. We had Roosevelt Sykes on a Bluebird earlier. We had the new 44 Blues. This is the old 44 Blues, which we played on the Bitter Request show. 5892, Roosevelt Sykes as Willie Kelly, $3,000 minimum bid on that E plus copy. 5894. For $150 minimum bid on the Rolling Stones. This is a Rolling Stones first record, guys. Long, long, long before most people know anything about the Rolling Stones. Look at that. But, of course, not anything, no relation to the Rolling Stones that people today are familiar with. Totally different group, country group. And we played that on the show. Okay. $100 minimum bid for $58.95, a Vocalion by the Washboard Rhythm Kings. Looks like we got a lot of Washboard Rhythm Kings in this auction. Here's Texas Alexander on a nice Vocalion with a $250 minimum bid, $58.97. E minus, but a very, very nice E minus. Now we get into our post-war rock and roll, rhythm and blues, doo-wop section. This is $500 minimum bid for lot number 5920 by Babyface Leroy Trio. Large writing on label on both sides. Okay, States label, Chop Chop Boom by the Dandeliers. We actually played that tune, I think, in the last auction on the Bitter Request show by a different group. We played this one, this time $100 minimum bid, lot number 5960. Here we have Little B by Fats Domino, $59.66 with a $100 minimum, $59.74. We have the Drifters, $59.74 for $250 minimum bid. $59.81 by the Five Hearts, $250 minimum bid. And $59.89 with a $200 minimum bid for Don Archer and the Five Willows. Okay, next up, here is lot number 6038, Chess Recording by Howling Wolf, $100 minimum bid. We actually have a pretty good number of Howling Wolf records in this auction. This one has a few little label tears on both sides, as you can see, but not anything super objectionable. Here's a Howling Wolf 6039 with a $150 minimum. Poor boy. JB and his Hawks on a Chance label. Lot 6044, $1,000 opener. 6049 for $150. Elmore James. Another Elmore James, $200 for $60.50. And a BB King on RPM. Lot 6063 for $100. JB Lenore on Checker, $100 for lot number 6071. And on the Parrot label, we have Ernest Lewis, 6076 for $150. Here's a second JOB we've seen in this video. This is lot number 6082 for $300 by Little Hudson and his Red Devil Trio. Okay, next up, Little Walter Trio. It's $750 minimum for lot number 6088. 6105 with a $200 minimum. Ticho Wiltshire and Band in the Mellow Moods. 6106, $100 minimum. 6123, $150 for Robert Nighthawk on the States label. 6124, Willie Nix and his combo for $200. 6125, a DJ Apollo label by the Opals for $100. Very nice flexi vinyl pressing. Those things sound great. Parrot label by the Pelicans, $200 minimum bid by 6136. Jimmy Reed on Chance, $750 for lot number 6154. And Race of Man by the Robins, we played that on the show, 6159. E plus condition, $200. Okay. Next up, here's a Sun label by Dr. Ross. $300 minimum bid. Lot number 6169. St. Louis Jimmy on Aristocrat. 6185, $100 minimum bid. Another Aristocrat by Sunnyland Slim with Muddy Waters, 6189, $300 minimum. Here's Ike Turner and his Kings of Rhythm on Chess, $61.99 for $100. Instead of Sunnyland Slim with Muddy Waters, now we have Muddy Waters with Sunnyland Slim on Aristocrat. $100 minimum bid for $62.17. Muddy Waters on Chess. $100 minimum for $62.21. And our last post-war recording for the video is Johnny Young and his Mandolin on Oronell, lot number 6243 for $150. Now we're going to move into the Diamond Discs in this auction. This is an interesting record which we only really discovered when we were playing it on the Bidder Request show. This is lot number 6318 with a $100 minimum. This is listed in the Blues and Dixon Godrich, the Dixon and Godrich Blues book. Two blues records or recordings by Ellen Coleman on this disc. And in the discography, each of these sides is listed as being issued with takes B and C. This particular record has an A take on both sides. So here we have a blues recording with two takes that are unknown. I don't know, maybe somebody out there knows it, but they're not in the blues discography. Here are two unlisted blues takes on that record. So somebody needs to stand up and take notice. I don't think that one's going to sell for $100. Okay, lot number 50, or I'm sorry, record number 52590, which is getting up there in the Edison Diamond Disc Pop Series. This is lot number 6438 for $250. We were going to play this Ermine Callaway on the Bidder Request show, but it turns out we had played it before, so we're not playing it again. 6443, $150 by for a diamond disc by Jose Mojica. You'll see this little purple star that's stamped on the label. That was Edison's indication to dealers and jobbers that if that record was ordered, it was not returnable, which is basically means we don't think this record is going to sell, so you know, you can't send it back. Okay, and lot number 6473 by Helen Newitt, $150 minimum bid for that, the Amorous Goldfish. Okay, so we have in this auction two copies of Let Us Not Forget by Thomas Edison. This is his remembrance right after World War II, the sacrifice of American soldiers and our allies. And we have two copies because we have two different takes. I just wanted to use this record just to show you guys, those of you who don't know. Okay, so you see the little A right there. That is the take number of a diamond disc. And as we just mentioned, diamond discs can be issued with many different takes. It's not at all uncommon. So this particular take, he says, this is Edison speaking. On this take, which is take C, it looks like. Let's see here. No, take B. In this take, he says, this is Edison speaking. And that you'll find, of course, other little differences as well. But it's interesting sometimes to listen to different takes and see what you can find out. Both of these takes were issued as cylinders as well. The first one, where he does not say is issued with the national anthem following his speech, and the second one is issued just by itself with no national anthem. Both of those will be found as Blue Amberol 3756. Okay, now we're going to get into just a few cylinders here. This is a brown wax cylinder. We have some nice brown wax recordings in this issue. And this one right here is lot number 6549 by Billy Golden. A Reed Dawson and Company cylinder. It's a pretty rare company. And I just wanted to show what the original record slip looks like for that record. This was, I think we played this during the Bidder Request show. I'm not exactly sure now if we did or not, but hopefully we did. Here is a cylinder by John McCormick, number 13152, 2-minute wax from John's very first recording session. These Edison gold molded records, 2-minute wax records, were recorded in England, I think in 1904. Let's see if it's written on here. Yeah, September of 1904. And we did play this on the Bidder Request show. Now we have some recordings in this, some cylinders in this auction from the collection that we sold last time that came in these beautiful boxes with original lid, or with reproduction lids that looked original. So the 4-minute wax Edison cylinders we have in this list all have reproduction lids, but they're done very, very well. These are very well constructed. They're not going to fall apart on you like the originals do. And the images at the top is just like the originals were. So these are just really super, super nice. And I'll show you an example of that, because the blue amberols are all the same way. All the blue amberols in this auction come with reproduction original lids, like you see here, or this variety, like you see here. So just really, really done well. Some of the boxes are reproduction. This is a reproduction Edison Blue Amberol box. Some of them are original, like this one. So the boxes may or may not be original, but all the lids are repros. Okay, we are winding it down. In the catalog, you will find a selection of books. Got a lot of books up here. Many of these are out of print, and some are very, very difficult to find. But I know that there's stuff up there that will probably be of interest to you. We have things on phonographs, on artists, we have discographies, we have all kinds of different stuff. I'm not going to go into that, but that just kind of gives you an idea what we have on the bookshelf this particular auction. Following the books in the catalog, we have a lot of record catalogs, and we have some great record catalogs. We have not yet pulled and allotted those, so I'm not able to really show any of them to you. It would take us some time to dig all that stuff out. But a lot of this is stuff is actually foreign catalogs that you're not going to be able to find here in the United States easily. French Columbia dating back to 1905. And then we've got Odeons, and we've got Pathés, French Pathés, Telefunken, Polydor, English Zonophone, as well as a lot of American stuff as well. So you're going to find a lot of really rare and very interesting catalogs in this list. And so if you are interested in catalogs, you're going to want to check it out. Okay, last thing that we have in the catalog, last few lots came from the collection at the Caruso Museum. So in the last catalog, last fall, we offered some of these Caruso caricatures. We've got a handful here in this one as well. As mentioned, Enrico Caruso was more than just a great tenor. He was also a great artist. His sketches are unbelievable. And many of his drawings appeared in the magazine La Follia in New York City. It was targeted towards the Italian community there. He was also a sculptor, so he was really a very versatile man. And these are the caricatures that we have in this particular auction. These are all going to be framed. Okay, the ones last time, I think some of those were not framed. This is just the way it looked hanging in the Caruso Museum. So we have a little label here underneath the glass that tells you who this is. Pasquale Amato, baritone. And then here we have Amato baritone. It says 1922 book and C165. C165 was just a control number and inventory number of the museum, so it really means nothing to us. But 1922 book indicates that this caricature appears in the 1922 edition of Caruso's caricatures. So we see that very same picture right here. So this is the drawing, the original drawing, that Caruso submitted to Marziale Sisca, who was the editor of the magazine, and they just reproduced it there in the publication. but here's the original. You know, when I started out in this business, and for a long time thereafter, I despaired of ever owning a Caruso caricature. I mean, they are really hard to find. They are pretty expensive if you do find them. And, you know, I picked up a couple over the years. I picked up a couple in the collection of the Midwest Phonograph Museum in Indiana, which I referenced earlier in the videos. But other than that, you know, I just did not run across them. But having purchased all this material from the museum, now we've got some stuff. Here is a very nice framed autograph with a musical notation. And like I say, we are in the back end of the catalog. Oh, here we got it. Lot 7772 is this lot. We saw 7771 earlier. Here is Judge John Freshy. And this would be in the 1939 book of Caruso's caricatures. All right. So Caruso was obviously well known for doing sketches of his opera singer buddies, but he would do all kinds of other people as well. He did politicians and statesmen. He did conductors and composers. He did impresarios. He did anybody. If he saw somebody that looked interesting to him or just wanted to do him a favor, he would just do a sketch right there. It's cool when you have a sketch that was reproduced in one of the books, but it's also cool if you have a sketch that was not. You know, one that maybe nobody has really seen or knows about. Here is Mr. Green, who was working at the Victor Talking Machine Company. Apparently this did not appear in any of the books. So this has both a Victor tie-in as well as a Caruso tie-in. That's a pretty cool piece right there. That's lot number 7774. I said he would do virtually anybody. Here is a waitress from the Del Pezzo Italian restaurant in New York. Signora Madriguera. Again, one that probably didn't appear in any books, but just a cool thing. He probably just sketched that out on one of their little order tickets and handed it to her. Isn't that neat? And the last one is lot number 7776. In the 1951 book, James Reagan, manager of the Knickerbocker Hotel. The Knickerbocker Hotel was where Caruso lived when he was in the United States for a pretty long period of time. And he often would do sketches of, you know, the doorman or the manager or whatever of these places that he frequented. So that's a pretty cool piece as well. All right, so that pretty well covers it for Auction 75. I have no idea how long all these videos are going to represent on YouTube, and for those of you who made it through to this point, you're a better man than I. I don't know if I could have stood through all of this stuff, but I guess I did. I hope you guys have found some stuff of interest. As always, if you've got any questions or anything, just let us know. If you need a picture of something, if you want to hear something played over the phone, we can take care of that as well. We are basically here to serve you between now and the time the auction closes. We have had we've got a couple of corrections to make in the catalog that we are going to be sending an email out about. By the time you see this, you will probably have already received that email, but if you have any questions or didn't get it, let me know and I'll send it to you. I think that's pretty much covers it. Raquel, what are we missing? What do we need to say?
Nothing I know of.
Bid till your fingers wear out?
Yeah, or bid till you drop.
Yeah, there you go. And then get up and bid some more. So yeah, we've got a really, as you can see, a really good auction this time. So hopefully there's something in it for you. Thank you for hanging in there with us, and we'll see you next time. Good luck in the auction.